Hey y'all, Grandma Rose here. Oh my goodness, I watched a video this morning. Heidi of Rain Country did a video on her 3 favorite thrift store finds. Maybe that's not exactly the name of it, the title of it, but that's what it was. And she's collaborating with Mary of Mary's Nest and inviting anyone who wants to participate to participate. They're not actually tagging any one particular person, but if you want to join in on this collaboration, join in. I can think of several people who love to thrift, go to thrift stores and all kind of wonderful things, junk stores and Goodwill and Salvation Army and disabled vets, all of the different ones, and then the local ones. Here in this little town, we don't have any big thrift stores. There's not a Salvation Army or there's not a Goodwill anywhere close by. But there is one small thrift store in town. At least there was one small thrift store in town, and another one out in the county, in another little tiny town. So in Tiny Town, there's another one, and then another thrift store has just recently opened up. Well, the one that's in town is affiliated with the churches. It has the food bank and other things. So most of the profits from that go to helping the disadvantaged, and that's really good. There's also an antique mall about 30 minutes from me, so I go to that every now and then. Have fun, get things. I'll show you some of the things that I've gotten there. So let's get started. This is fun. So instead of doing, I'm going to do like Heidi did, and instead of having 3 individual items, because I couldn't narrow it down to 3 individual items, I'm going to show you 3 groups of things, or at least I'm going to try to organize it into 3 groups, because I really have more than that. But I'm kind of hooked on kitchen things and glassware and bakeware and china, that kind of thing, more than anything else. I love the other things. I love looking around and getting display items, just knickknacks, but I generally don't do that. When I get something, I want it to have a purpose. I want to be able to use it. Let me show you what I've gotten. First of all, so since these are kitchen items, I'm going to group them into prep items, things that you use to prepare dishes. Then I'm going to do bakeware, cookware, and then things that you either serving dishes or things you eat on, like plates, bowls, that kind of things that you eat on, and serving dishes. So here we go. Let me show you my first 2 things. Kitchen prep. You see this? Wonderful. Bring that up. It's an old potato masher. It even still has the red paint on the wood handle. So this would probably be circa 1930s, 40s, probably 40s, early 50s, perhaps. And I believe I got this at the thrift store called Broken Wings, which is the one that's affiliated with the food pantry and helps the disadvantaged in town. Pretty sure I got this there, because that's where I got the next one. The next one is another potato masher. This one has that kind of base on it. It's got wood handles, strong wood handles. And look at that full tang. All the way into the handles with rivets. This thing is never going to break. And this is made by, it's Flint Stainless Vanadium USA. Have no idea how old this is. It could be from the 70s perhaps, 80s maybe, 60s, I have no idea. I don't believe it's as old as the other one. But it's a really good, strong potato masher, and I like this better than the other one. It mashes the potatoes more finely. I like this a lot. So there's those 2 things. Put these over here. Okay, more food prep. My mother used to have one of these things. This, have you ever seen one of these? You may have seen a new version of it. This is, my mother's was called a Mouli, M-O-U-L-I, Mouli grater. And this thing comes open. This part comes open, and you have these wheels. You put in here, in this part right there, put the top on it like that, put that top on it to press down, and you squeeze it, and then turn the grinder, and it grates cheese. Okay. I found some more of these wheels that were not as old as this, that have different sized, you see this one, this tiny little teeth on it, finely grated. I found some that have some different kind of teeth on it, but they're not as old. They have some plastic parts on them. This is all wood. There's a wood handle on there. It's all, I don't think it's stainless because there's a little bit of rust on this one. But this is exactly like the one that my mother had. So this has to date from the 40s perhaps. She was married in the 40s. So there's that. Another similar item I found recently at the new thrift shop that just opened. Oops. This is another Mouli, and it actually is Mouli brand. It's a Mouli product, M-O-U-L-I, and it's called Mouli Shredder. So instead of being the grater, it's a shredder. And this works the same way. It's got this press that comes down. You put your food to be shredded in this part of it, and then it has wheels, like so. This one will slice. You see, this is a slicing blade. And it's got all these other blades. There's a coarse grater. It's a medium-sized grater. This one a little finer. This is very, very, very fine. You might use this to grate Parmesan cheese. And then here's another slicer. So these go in here. I don't know if I can get it in here exactly right. Oh, and there's also another handle. So where this handle is that long, this one would be that long. The longer handle will make this easier to grate. So this thing goes in here. There's a slot underneath, like right in there. And this, let me move this out of the way. As this goes, I don't know if I can make it do it. I think it's kind of tricky to do. So you put your slicer, your blade right in here, make it fit. And it has to fit just right for this thing to fit into this hole. And I'm going to have to figure out that, because all I can do right at this point is just put it on there like that to show you, to demonstrate. So that fits in there, and then when you turn the wheel, it turns the blade. So I haven't figured out exactly how to get that blade in there right for it to work, but it will. I just need to work on that a little bit. This is a recent purchase. So there's that. I got this yellowware bowl. It's about $1. I got this at the antique mall in the next town over. Isn't that wonderful? So there's a yellowware mixing bowl. Very collectible, and I use it. I love this. And here's another bowl, a big bowl, that could either be a mixing bowl or a serving bowl. I guess either way you wanted to use it. And the mark on the back of it says oven to table to dishwasher for microwave. Okay, and this is made in China. So since it has dishwasher and microwave on it, probably 1970s. Pretty. I love this. I love that blue rim around that. So that's one of my favorite things. There's my prep work. So the bowls to mix things in, the potato mashers and the shredders. I love those. Now, the next thing will be the things that I cook in, actually cookware. This is my oldest item. I bought this when I was in Memphis at the Goodwill before I moved here to Mississippi. It's just a pretty bowl. It's hand-thrown pottery. It has a mark on the back of it, Hardy Pottery, Hardy, Arkansas. Just really pretty with the fern imprint on it. So it's like a little mini pie pan, pie plate. And I use it, I bake in it. Small servings, perfect for me since I live alone. So that's really what I'm looking for. Instead of large bakeware, well, not that if I found something huge, not that I wouldn't buy it, but I've been looking at things for single servings, things that I can cook for myself. So these next two bowls I got at Broken Wings. And these are like little individual casserole dishes. There's two of them. And this says Royal Norfolk. Royal Norfolk Greenbrier International Inc. So two of these. They were less than $1. And my most recent purchase was at the new thrift shop. And I have two of these. They're stoneware ramekins. Aren't these wonderful? And this is Hall Made in USA number 528. Two. Now to my serving dishes. I don't know what to show you first. I think I will show the plate first. Just a pretty plate. The kind of thing that I might have bought to put under a plant out on the patio, but this is too pretty for that. Nice stoneware, and it's Homer Laughlin. Homer Laughlin, Best China, USA. There's a chip on the back of it, right there. But other than that, it's fine. There's no chips anywhere else. So there's a plate. And here's a bowl. Pretty china bowl. And this says Vienna, Austria. There's a crown. So it does not have the name of it. If I can get that straight. Vienna, Austria. There's the trademark on it. Pretty bowl. And I use this for eating things like pasta. It's wonderful. Now my next two items, I've got two more things to show you. If I had a baby or if I had a grandchild around, this is a child's dish, a little baby feeding dish. But look at that, isn't that adorable? Let's see if you're seeing it right. There's the children. These children, they look like 30s. It looks like 1920s, 30s, maybe early 40s. And this was made in Germany. So, it's cute and I like it. And this is going in my china cabinet. And the very last thing I've got to show you, I bought an egg dish. It's a pressed glass egg dish. And I had one almost exactly like it. Almost exactly. I think the other one I had wasn't quite as nice as this one, I don't think. Not quite as heavy. But it belonged to my mother, and I broke it recently, at least within the last year. So when I saw this, I had to get it. I mean, after having broken my mother's egg dish, I had to replace it. So when I saw this, I had to get it. Isn't that wonderful? Have you ever had an egg dish? Do you have one? You know every Southern lady has to have an egg dish. That's just a given. We all have to have an egg dish. So here's my favorite items. These are my favorite groups of 3. So I'm just going to repeat what Heidi said. If you see this and you want to contribute to it, be a contributor. Make your own video of your favorite 3 thrift store things or 3 groups of things. Let Heidi of Rowing Country know that you want to be a contributor, and she'll put your name on the list as soon as you have done your video. So bye y'all. See you next time.